Hello everyone, I'm just moving it so then we get everything. Yep, there we go. Okay. Oh, I've got the weird chair. Okay, hello everyone. Oh, I don't have the lights on either. Okay. Right, let me just get the video up and running. How was everyone this morning? Give me a minute. Right, so this is also on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel and Mum's YouTube channel, so if you can't find it, it's all good. Yeah, go that way. Okay. And there we go. Oh, hope you got a toilet break. Yes, Rowan, I got a toilet break. I'm sorry about that in the last video. I just, you know when you get like the need to do a nervous pee. Anyway, that's basically what happens to me before every class. So, just quickly run, do it, come back. We're all good. So let's get started, shall we? Because I don't think any of you would like to actually hear about that one. Hello, Raquel. So, we're going to make a tag this morning, I reckon. Come in with a bit of a plan, because I think we should start the morning off with a quick project that I think that everyone will love doing. You're only being honest. It was funny. Yes, only being honest. Honesty is the best policy, as my mum taught me, and my dad. I don't know if they really wanted it to be the best policy a couple of minutes ago, but yeah. So here we go. So we've got our tag, and I think so. I'm going to use this white chipboard tag with our new Tropicana rice paper mermaid scale, and I just think it would look really nice if we got like an overall cover, but have a bit of like a ripped edge to it. So we've got to rip the edges before we actually come in and stick it down. Wait, this is the bit where we got to be coordinated. So we're going to do this bit first, because if I do end up putting paint on anything, it'll end up on my hands, and then I'll, end up with paint everywhere. So let's do this bit before that happens. Oh, hello, Joanne. So we're just going to come in with a small tipped paintbrush and some water on the edge of it. And we're just going to come in and wet the outlines. We've got our tag sitting underneath it. As you can see, it is going to get a bit wet, but it is chipboard, so it's going to be okay. And we're just doing it along the edge. It does bleed a little bit over the edge, but we're just doing it along the edge of the tag. I'm going to go around the whole tag first. And this is just going to help me work out where my borders are. I think you can clearly see where the edges are now. Yeah, like that. Look how good that you can see that. Totally planned. Right. There we go. So now that we've got that, what we're going to come and do, actually, we'll sit that there, and then we just going to peel it like so. Put our thumb where the wet bit is. See? Making sure not to knock over our bottle of water. That might end badly. There we go. Okay, so we've got the majority off of that. There we go. See? Oh, hello. Whichever parent is on the Scrapbook Fantasies account. Okay. So we've got this one here. Now we're just going to come in and do a bit of extra tearing just in a few spots. This is so then we can get a bit more grungy. My style of scrapbooking, I can probably officially say, is chaotic and grungy and messy. Very messy. Hello, Diane C. And hello, anyone on YouTube. So we're just coming in and we're going to do the center of where our tag hole is now. So we've wetted it, and then instead of pulling it like we did last time, we're going to hold this bit up here and stick it with our paintbrush, with our stick end of the paintbrush, and this just helps us to get a nice neat hole. See? Look at that. Look how nice it is. I think we're ready to stick that one down, maybe? What do you all think? Right. Morning, Diane. So we're just going to remove that, and as you can see, our tag is a little bit wet, so we can just quickly heat this so then it goes back to being completely dry, and we're going to do that so then when we add the glue, it doesn't completely deform. Right. So we just heated it just for a few seconds, and that's just to start the drying process. There's still a few bits that are quite wet, but it means that it's just a little bit more dry than what it was, because it was fairly wet around all the edges, but now it's only got it in 3 spots. So that's okay. We can live with that. And then we're going to come in and we're going to put a little dab of gel medium matte. This is the easiest glue to use with rice paper. You can use other glues. However, I find this to be the easiest one, just because it's got the body to it to, you do need just a little bit more. It's got the body to be able to stick rice paper to it. So I'm just going to come in, work it, still need some in that corner there. Stick that down. Okay, and then we're just gonna get our edge a little bit more on point here. So we're just a little bit over the edges. So then we had some leeway when we stuck it down, that's all. Just meant that if we didn't get it right, like if a bit of it got stuck to the glue before the rest of it did, and we ended up having to go off center a bit with the tag, it just meant that we had the extra room on either side to be able to do that. Hello, Diane B. So we're just going to come in now and get a hole there. And then we've got this flappy bit, but we'll stick that down in a second because I think we're going to add our feet on top now. So we're just going to stick our feet stencil down here. So grab our modeling paste. Love that paper. Yeah, it is beautiful. Like, just have a look at that for a second. Like, you could even just stick a word on there and it would look finished. Like, perfect. We are just going to come in and add a few more layers because, you know, I like layers. I'm just remembering that I didn't bring my palette knife, but Mum did bring hers. Ooh, good. Right, So we're just going to come in just with a little bit. We don't want as much as what we were using last night with the modelling paste, but we do want a fair amount because we want to get this done in one stroke. We don't want to have to come back and do several. I'm just going to come in here and go, ooh, I keep moving it because, you know, I'm a genius. So we're doing for a pretty thin layer as we don't want it to take forever to dry like our canvas last night that is still drying. Let's set that to one side and look at those feet. I know, it's fantastic being able. Yeah, so now you don't have to draw it each time. You've got feet. I do want to make a border one of that, but I just don't know if it would be usable. Would anyone find a footprint border stencil usable is the question I've got there, because I thought about it. I also think like a sun one, but once again, like border ones, I think stitching is really good for, and butterflies and flowers, but I just don't know if people would use feet. Like, I guess they would, but at the same time, and I don't want to make something that's unusable, so I'm still considering it. Plus, I have to draw it, so, you know, still considering. Right, so there we go. Hey, Dad,
yes.
Can I ask a favour? Could you wash this before it dries in the stencil? So with modelling paste, it's best to draw it, like, wash it as quickly as possible off stencils, because it does leave some. So this is our tag so far. I do like. I think it looks quite nice. And then so we're just going to move that to one side. And we're going to come in with our ruler, and we just want to create a strip that, I reckon if we create a strip that either comes down the side here and has the fun word out, yeah, let's go with a strip. So we're just going to use the top of our piece of vellum here. There will be a kit for this class afterwards. We're just going to come in. We're going to use our tearing edge. What that does is it just makes it a bit easier for us on the vellum, because vellum is one of the harder things to rip. So there we go. And then I'm just going to come in and cut that fine edge off. I realize I probably should have done that before I tore it, but you know. It's all good. And then, so just going to stick that to one side. I think that would be really cool. So we're just going to come and dry our feet here. We want them to be touch dry, so when we stick the vellum over top, it doesn't squash it. Yeah, I can show you the top Okay, so that's the modeling paste I'm using. We also have a light version. It depends. So with this type of modeling paste, I bought it because it's in the bigger tub. Obviously, I use a fair amount of it. It's a bit thicker. It's got more body to it than the light stuff, and you're able to get more peaks and more texture. Whereas the light modeling paste takes color better. So you're able to like color it a lot easier because it's less thicker, obviously, and you can still do all the gluing techniques with it and all the rest of it. You just don't get as much texture as you would do with this one here. So it just depends what you're going to use it for. So if you want to color it, yeah, I would definitely suggest going with the light because it's easier to color. I generically just use mine as white and then I color it after putting it on. But yeah, I know some people like to color it when they put the stencil on first and they don't get color everywhere else, and I get that. I do. It's not for me, but I do get the point of the technique. I was looking for this. Right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to come in and we're going to put our glue down. Just come in and rub our feet. We'll rub our glue down where the feet are, and we're just being very careful so that we don't smush the toes, because they're the more likely bits to get smushed. And then we're going to come in along the edge straight. Bit of a moment there, and we stick it down. Then we grab our scissors. We're going to use our Timmies because there is just a little bit of glue overflow. So you could leave this to dry, so don't go and make yourself a tea or a coffee or whatever type of beverage you like. A bit of morning tea, come back and then cut it. By sticking it on the edge, we should reduce the amount of curl we normally get. By using vellum also, it means that we're able to see the feet underneath. So it's kind of like glass, as you can see. And then let's get out our fun one. Fun. I don't know. Fun. And then maybe I'll just grab out a few acrylic diamonds. I think they'd be cool as an embellishment. I tried out the acrylic dots last night. I really liked them, so I'm going to try these out. But first, we do need some watercolor. Like I said, I was going to add some paint. So we're just going to grab our medium paintbrush and wet it a bit, and then put our back on. So our fun word's going to sit about here. I do like my fun word being white. I don't want to really recolor it, and I think it'd be cool if we just had a little bit of watercolor coming out from our thing there. So what do you reckon? Purple? Pink. Maybe pink because of the paper piece of paper we got there, or we could do blue. Let's go pink. My safe zone is pink. So then we grab this. Just put a bit of paint coming out. So because our modeling paste isn't fully dry yet, it is going to mix a little bit with our watercolor here. This would also be one of the benefits of going for a tea break in the middle of this project. And we don't have much water on our paintbrush apart from the water that's been soaked up by the rice paper. Because this means that it doesn't move naturally either, so we go in there and move it ourselves. Have a look at that. I think that there now looks quite nice. And then if we just come in and we add kind of the same sort of type of pink, but up here, kind of into edge a little bit with it, not that much. And then just do a bit over here. And then I'll wash that out in a second. I'm just going to grab our cloth nappy. And that's just to get the modelling paste off of it. I'll wash that paintbrush fully, but it had a bit of modelling paste on it. So to get it off, we did it that way. And now let's come in and stick our word down. So we're just going to grab our glossy accents, or whichever topical you're using, since we can't get Dimensional Magic anymore. Just okay, we've managed to find plenty of replacements, which is nice. So that's the fun word on our tag, and what we're going to come do, we're just going to put a little bit glossy accents on the back of our triangles, of our diamonds. Okay. And then come in. Put them in a few places. They do stick better when they've got a full coverage on the back. So what I did was to do that is I just put glue on the back of it, rub it down. I find one with a similar size, stick it to the back, peel it off, and then they've got full coverage, or that's what I find at least. And this one here, and one more. Yeah, I've got to work in odds, and we've got 4 on there. I'll lift it up to show you. So that there is our tag so far. I do like it. I think we just need a little bit of doodling. So like you can see where the diamonds are. I do think we just need a bit. It's a teensy bit. How thick are the acrylics, please? Oh, good question. Dad?
Yes.
How thick are the acrylic shapes that we've got, like the dots, the hearts, the stars, and the diamonds?
3 mil.
They're 3 mil.
Oh, they're 3 mil. I'm sure that's 3 mil.
They're about 3 mil.
That's how much 3 mil.
They're approximately about 3 mil. They're the same thickness as your templates. So as your hearts and circle and star templates that we
No
use.
sticks, incredible.
No as thick as the creator boards though. Not as thick as that, but yeah. So we're just going to come in and add finishing touches. What I think might be the finishing touches. Some little rough hearts. They're very small. I'm just doing this with our juice up pen. Okay. I think I'm done. Right. And I think the little hearts just add something to it. So that's our tag for this morning. I do think that the diamonds just give it a little bit of oomph, a bit of dimension, a bit of more sea-like to it. I do like them. So there will be a kit for this one where you get 5 diamonds, the fun word, probably a quarter sheet of vellum, half sheet of rice paper, and yeah. So that will be that one there. But that's the tag, and we are back now. Well, for the next class, you'll have Mum. Actually, for the next 3, you'll have Mum. We are back at 11:30 with a project with Mum. So that should be fun. We'll be on her YouTube and open Facebook. So this one was on my YouTube, her YouTube, and open Facebook as well. So it's all up to you guys on what platform you watch it on. We do it on multiple, so then depending on your device, you can choose. But yeah, so thank you all for coming, and we shall see you in our next class. Bye.